My name is Beth Schartner, proud GCPA parent and board member, and this is my GCPA story. GCPA is a special place. When my son Thomas first auditioned for GCPA in 2018, we were excited to finally see what this organization was all about. We had heard from several families how much they enjoyed the shows, and more importantly, they enjoyed the rehearsal process and the staff. After Thomas was cast in Violet and only a few days into rehearsals, Thomas was thrilled to be a YTC member. He loved Paul, Stephanie, and Lori and the entire cast. By the end of the first week, Thomas felt like part of the GCPA family. Little did we know, a few months after that, how important the GCPA family would be to both him and me. After performing in the stunning production of Violet, Thomas auditioned and was cast in Music Man. A short time after rehearsal started, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. The night I told Thomas about my diagnosis, he had dance class at GCPA. I told him he didn't have to go to class, but he insisted that he wanted to go. When he arrived, he went to see Stephanie and burst into tears while he told her what had happened. Stephanie hugged him and sent him to the restroom so he could take a few minutes before joining the class. Stephanie then found Paul and sent him to check on Thomas. Paul stayed with Thomas and told him how everything would be okay and that everyone was there to help him and me. When Thomas came home from GCPA, he told me about how Stephanie and Paul helped him so much that night. A few minutes later, I had an email from Stephanie and then a separate email from Paul telling me that Thomas had told them about my diagnosis and that they would be there for Thomas and our entire family because we were now part of the GCPA family. And boy, did they keep their word. Paul checked on Thomas at every Music Man rehearsal. He made sure that Thomas knew he could talk to him about anything. I had to have surgery the first day of tech rehearsals. Thomas got up very early and went with me to the hospital and then went to rehearsal, where Paul brought him his favorite drink from Starbucks. Every night of tech rehearsal, Paul, Stephanie, and Lori remained the one constant for Thomas. I was in the hospital for 5 days, and when I returned home, it was time for the show to open. It was the first time I have ever missed seeing a show that Thomas was in, and that hit me really hard. Paul stepped in and told Thomas he was going to be his mom for the entire run. Paul told Thomas how proud he was of him and greeted him with a hug before and after every show. On the day of the final performance, Paul and Thomas FaceTimed me from backstage. Paul told me how proud he was of Thomas and how much everyone there loved me. Finally, a few hours later, while the show was still performing, Stephanie sent me the best show photo I have ever seen of Thomas in mid-air during a dance number. I burst into tears because I was so grateful to have that moment to hold on to. During my chemo, Paul sent Thomas home with a GCPA hat after my hair started to fall out. I still wear it proudly. I still can't thank Paul, Stephanie, and Lori enough for all they did for us during that time. Since then, GCPA has continued to be a home away from home for Thomas and me. GCPA has created a safe space for each child, both personally and professionally. Students know that they can try new things in classes and rehearsals, but most importantly, they know that they have a safe and supportive place to talk to one of the staff members if they need help outside of GCPA. They all helped Thomas prepare for his musical theater college auditions and were the first ones to support him when he decided to change his major so he could go into music education. He is now going to get some great experience this summer with GCPA, working as assistant music director in some of the Frozen camps and as a teaching assistant for some other camps. Now that Thomas is getting ready for his next adventure in college, I knew I wanted to continue to support GCPA and be a part of this amazing organization. I am now honored to be on the GCPA board where I can assist this wonderful team in continuing to provide a safe space in the performing arts for our St. Louis area youth. Every child should have the opportunity to perform in a safe and nurturing environment. I am so grateful to give back to the organization who has given so much to me and Thomas.